Democrats that they were able to peel away. There it is. None. Zero. This weekend marks the beginning of real bipartisanship, the kind you're used to. This vote on health care was the end of the Democratic Party as we know it. And I think there's going to be bipartisanship, maybe unless they're too afraid of some of those Democrats that say, look, I can't operate over here, because this is what happened. The Republicans were unified against this thing, and the overwhelming majority in America opposed it as well. So where was the real fight? I'm going to show you this actually right now. Where was the real fight? Look at this. Here are the Democrats. Here are the Republicans. This is who voted against it. Okay? You notice that there's blue over here. There's no red over here. None. It's blue and red. That's called bipartisanship. The people were, what was it, 76% of the people were over here. This is the America that I understand, where you call bipartisanship bipartisanship. This hasn't been passed for a year because the progressives couldn't convince the run-of-the-mill Democrats to go along with this bill. There was no arm twisting of the Republicans. All of the pressure and the bribes went to the dirty congressmen on the left and the Democrats. When I grew up and we had a TV like this, everybody in my family was a Democrat. Everybody. I come from a Democratic family. My grandparents wouldn't recognize this country at all. They wouldn't recognize the Democrats. The Democrats, over the years, have beat back the progressive machine and slowed down their radical agenda. They have finally been toppled, forced to submit. That's a list of Democrats who voted for this bill. Now let me show you the list of the people who originally voted yes after opposing the bill. I was against it before I was for it. These people, what did they get? Stupak. I don't know how you sleep at night. America, sear these names in your memory, because they sold their souls for this vote. Now, I know that the White House expects me to be bitter, and you probably expected me to be bitter today, too. I saw all kinds of tweets. Oh, Glenn Beck's going to cry. No, I left that for the Kennedy clan. I'm not crying. Today, I'm actually feeling thankful, surprisingly. Remember, if you watch the show, what was it, a few weeks ago, I said, no matter what happens, health care is only a battle, albeit a big battle in a much larger war. If you think this is over, gang, I got news for you. Wait until you see what's coming. They're already starting on immigration. But I'm thankful that the Progressive Party has stepped out of the shadow and showed Americans who they really are. I can't tell you the number of Democrats I talked to. A guy walked into my lifelong Democrat. Lifelong. His wife barely even would talk to me when we first met because, oh, you're a Republican. I'm like, no, I'm not a Republican. Well, you're on the right. She barely talked to me. We're good friends now. He came over to my office and said, I just want you to know, it's a big day in our house. Mama finally went. I said, what are you talking about? And he said, she can't stand with Barack Obama and the Democrats. She doesn't know what they've become. Well, what they become is ruthless, morally bankrupt, ends justify the means, Saul Alinskyites who will do anything, include eat their own, to get what they want. The Progressive Party have consumed the Democrats now. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I saw this coming in 2004. I remember big, fat, cottage cheese butt Michael Moore sitting next to Jimmy Carter. The cottage cheese ass and the peanut farmer sitting there. And I thought, this is a recipe for disaster. I said, Democrats, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get away from these people. When the Democrats lost big elections in Virginia and New Jersey, and followed by the biggest shocker of all, losing Ted Kennedy's seat, how do you do that? I told you that the path the Democrats took from then on would be telling. It would separate them from Democrats or revolutionaries. This is what I said. Here's what you have to watch for. Not only is the republic at stake, but you will know the health of it by seeing what happens right now. If the Democrats lose this fight inside of their own party starting tomorrow to triangulate, to slow down the machine built by the progressives, well, we will see whether they turn their progressive machine against the Republic or if they will moderate, regroup, and blend back into the background again as they have done so many times before. Look at the last couple of months since these elections. In the face of losing the Senate seat, the iconic figure of universal health care, Teddy Kennedy, it's gone. And then losing the support of the entire country, 76 or 73%. This bill is still jammed down the throats of Americans. Just enough spineless, dirty weasels in Congress were convinced just to go along with it. So, who do you think has emerged? Well, it ain't the regular Democrats. The regular Democrats are a little surprised. They may even agree with some of the stuff that's in the health care package, but they don't like the way this was done. Why? Because the average Democrat is not the California hippie, Marxist, socialist, communist, progressive, sticking flowers in the barrel, sitting around smoking dope all day during college and talking about how they can destroy the evil American empire. That's not what the average Democrat was doing, or the average American. But that is what a lot of people in our government were doing in the 1960s. And I bet you, what time is it now? A lot of them are still doing it. They are the ones who've declared themselves king. So I'm actually thankful today. I mean, I wish it would have worked out the other way, but it didn't. But it's a long, long road. These are the times that try men's souls. Are you a sunshine patriot? Because there's no use for those sunshine patriots today. But now America can see what you're really up against. Everything we told you they would do, they have done. I mean, look, we all know Washington is a very corrupt place. People are dirty on both sides of the aisle. But never, never in my life, growing up, America changed for me this weekend. I don't see it anymore as this television set used to show me. I mean, I never thought I would see the kind of corruption, the backroom deals, the bribes, the out-and-out scumminess that got us to this health care vote. I mean, what is the fruit on this tree going to be like? I mean, you know what the roots are. Now, the progressives have called it America's one of our biggest moments in history. I want to show you something. Let's play a little game, compare and contrast. First, bring up George Washington here. Here's George Washington. This is the night that he actually read to the troops. These are the times that try men's souls. Here's a starving army. They had lost every single war since they signed the Declaration of Independence. I'm sorry, every battle. He was a losing general. There was just a pittance of the army left. They had nothing. They read Thomas Paine, these are the times that try men's souls. And they asked, is it time? Is it time? And they went and they attacked what were the basic Navy SEALs of the planet. They went on this mission and they kicked their butt. After they mutually pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. That's who these people were. Compare this with the other historic moment. You got to be kidding me. Really? I'm having a hard time finding the stuff that's in common here. How about Abraham Lincoln? It's definitely not a photo. This is Abraham Lincoln standing up giving the Gettysburg Address. One of the darkest days during the Civil War, gave perhaps the most famous speech in history. A speech that managed to unite citizens around the promise of America, what that promise truly is. He united people on that promise of America against... She's bragging there was no real money exchanged for votes. That's not even true. The parallels are striking, no? I can see her sitting in a big marble chair. There's no comparison. What happened this weekend was nothing short of an assault on our republic. And compare this bill with other great defining moments in American history. It's a disgrace. You want honor? Let me show you honor here. Here's George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. The greatest generation. How about that? How about the bravery that was displayed at Iwo Jima by those people? This. Do you know 1 out of every 3 soldiers would die on Iwo Jima? What for? What for? An idea. These guys, next to another historic moment. How about this? Another great moment in American history. Man walking on the moon. A president saying we are going to send a man on the moon. When my father was born, he told me when he was growing up, they never even thought they could go to the moon. My father, this was an American. Next to another very historic moment. You know what this is? They locked arms because they wanted to compare themselves to the civil rights activists. How dare you? Look at these people. They refuse to get up. Next to Nancy Pelosi. Oh, I don't know how you could be offended by that. How about first responders? Everyday citizens like Todd Beamer, remember him? Who stared evil in its face and said, not on my watch, not in America. Let's roll. These people have honor. They say this bill is historic, that yesterday was a historic day. Oh, you damn right it was. But you know other days that were historic? Let me show you some other historic days in the world. Here it is. How about Pearl Harbor? That was a historic day. How about this one? You know what this was? Oh, this was a St. Valentine's massacre when the mob stepped in and cleaned things up. That was a historic day. Oh, this is Neville Chamberlain. There will be great peace in our time because I've looked into his eyes. That was historic. How about this one? Oh, we had a peanut farmer. That worked out well. I remember burning helicopters. Oh, and speaking of burning helicopters, this is the picture of Medicare and Medicaid. You see, being historic isn't always a good thing. This was a historic accomplishment, historically corrupt, historically partisan. Blaming the, come over here with me again, blaming these people over here. They just won't do it. It's these people that wouldn't do it. You had the votes. You control it. You lost these people. And you had to bribe, what, these people? It's an insult. It's an insult. It will be remembered as a black spot in our nation's history. It will be. It will be. Well, depending on who wins the war, because those are the people that will write the history books. I have been reading emails and Twitter and just about everything else, and I know you feel defeated today. You feel like I did everything. I did everything. You did everything that you were told when you were growing up watching a TV like this, and your father used to say, Channel 4. I was the remote control as the kid. I don't know about you. But you did everything you were supposed to do. And it didn't work. The bad guys won. Don't toss in the towel. Don't be a sunshine patriot. Some people are asking, how can you possibly be thankful? Because the mask is off. Everything we said they'd do, they did. Really? All these people are saying, Glenn Beck makes stuff up. Really? Really? Do I? Do I really? Call me up. Progressives have exposed themselves. And the country is rallying unlike anything. It will rally. What you're about to see is going to be historic. Do you remember there were a lot of people that were like, I think this is great. Remember after the election? And then all of the things started passing. Oh, wait a minute. This is going to wake up people who were still asleep. I know it's hard to believe people are asleep, but have you talked to your neighbors lately? We've showed you who the progressives are. They're the 1960s radicals who sat around conspiring how to take down America. You think I'm asking it up, making it up? Ask them. Call me Andy Stern. Call me William Ayers, Robert Creamer. Tell me what you were doing in the 1960s. Tell me, Barack Obama, what were you doing? What were you doing when you were going to college? Who were you hanging out with? You know the players. They hate America as most Americans understand it. They want to fundamentally transform into some sort of European utopia land where everything is free. And they've led us to this point. There's nothing free. There's no free lunch. Somebody has to pay for it, and that is the point. How can I be optimistic? Let me tell you something. Do you know who you're up against? You're up against the Marxist. You're up against professors. Oh, no, really, your tweed suit's really spooking me, professor. Then you're up against the corrupt. They're easily outed. And the duped. They're just a bunch of dummies. But then the real bulk of the army, the one that they're really expecting to really cast the deciding vote for Barack Obama and people in Congress, they're the people who are just like, hey, man, I just can't make it on my own. I just really could use a handout right now. I got to take on that guy. Look out. Nobody's ever going to win against an army, a legion of those guys. Let's focus on them for a minute, because that's who they're counting on in the end to pull them through. Listen to this.
Why are you here?
To get some money.
What kind of money?
Obama money.
Where's it coming from?
Obama.
And where did Obama get it?
I don't know. His stash. I don't know. I don't know where he got it from. But he giving it to us to help us. We love him. That's why we voted for him.
Wow. Look out, America. Things are going to get tough. You know what's really going to suck for the Obama clan and everybody else in Congress? You're eventually going to run out of money. Yeah. The what's in it for me people are going to be like, hello, but what's in this for me? They're being led by a president on a mission to make people more dependent on the federal government than ever before. Chains of slavery. Even though Nancy Pelosi tried to claim Democrats were honoring true freedom fighters and the founders this weekend. Watch this. This is...
We will honor the vows of our founders, who in the Declaration of Independence said that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Haven't read it for a while.
Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This legislation will lead to healthier lives, more liberty to pursue hopes and dreams and happiness for the American people.
I mean,
this is an American proposal
please shut her up.
that honors the traditions of our country.
I mean, I never thought the destruction of our country would be entertaining to watch, but at least she makes it entertaining. Government regulations don't honor the founders or lead us to healthier lives, and the majority of Americans get this. But please, I'd like more people, those people on that side. Now, who's on the Republic side? Oh, you're going to love this. Next. Here's where it gets good. Here's where it gets good. Hello, by the way, if you just joined us, what are you doing? I mean, the show starts... Get here on time, okay? I told you who's on their side, okay? They're counting on people who are like, I have no idea, I've never read any kind of history about America at all, so they're not vested in it at all. Look, I can't do anything myself. I just need another government handout. The people we played for you, I just want the free Obama money. Wow. Your legions frighten me. They really do. Now, who's on the other side? And there are more and more of these people every single day. 73%? Defenders of the Republic. First of all, there is no leader, at least not one that's alive. This side is led by these guys. These guys. Yeah. I bet you the other side, they can't even name these guys. They're like, I don't know, creepy old dudes that are kind of spooky with wigs on. These are the guys. And our side doesn't sit around whining, you know, okay, if I could just have some government cheese, then I'd be okay. When our side gets knocked down, we pick ourselves up by the bootstraps. We get back into the game again. This is the kind of attitude that won World War II, not, I'd like some free stuff, please, because I can't make it on my own. You get kicked down, you stand back up. Hey, that's kind of the idea that brought us the light bulb. That's the idea that tamed the West, that crossed the Rockies. Those are the people that are fighting for the Republic. There wasn't anybody on the wagon train that said, I need somebody to carry around my stuff, and how come I don't have any free food? You know what happened to that person? That person died on the side of the road. And actually, there wasn't even a road. It was just a prairie. They just dumped them out in the prairie. And they're like, whoa, is the free stuff coming? And the horses went away. And they're like, yeah, you just keep waiting for the free stuff, dude. They were eaten by wolves. Our side, in the wagon train, okay? Our side not afraid of failure because we know it only makes us stronger and wiser. Our side is filled with people who started with nothing. I started with nothing but a dream, little elbow grease. I made a ton of mistakes, but some of us now got through our mistakes. We learned from them. We might even run successful companies of our own. Yes, yes. And we've learned along the way it's better to be honest, good, trustworthy, hardworking, innovative. See, this is the side that creates the job. So Barack Obama and the rest of you clowns in Washington, you can vilify the evil insurance companies all you want. You can take and confiscate the wealth and everybody. That's going to make everybody even. No. Nope, there's still going to be a lot of losers in society. We'll get to them a little later. You go ahead and take all the stuff you want. Pretty soon, people are going to say, I don't think so. But even if you took everything, we'd have nothing else to do but save our republic. I'll take the side of entrepreneurs. You know, I'll take as my team the people who work their tails off for a living and are a little sick and tired of having it taken from them. They work hard all day, they come home, they want to be with their family, and then you take it so they have to go out and get another job? Shut the hell up. These are the people who believe in the power of the individual. And I will take them every day and twice on Sunday over the, I'd like more, please. No more for you. I told you this was a battle, not a war. They had won one victory. From 1776, July 4, 1776, until Christmas 1776, George Washington lost every battle. But guess who won? Not the guys with all the training, not the guys with the big ships and the fancy wigs and everything else. No, the farmers with a pitchfork, because they believed in something. We have only begun to fight. The sleeping giant has awoken. Game on, progressives. We'll see you in the polls in November. And let me show you one other thing. Where's the book from Winston Churchill? Do we have it? We have it. It's the progressives that took it. I have a book from Winston Churchill. I just wanted to show it to you. Never give up. Never give up. Never give in. Never. You live by your own rules. You live by the God-given principles that made this country. If they want to be corrupt, let them be corrupt. You just button down your own life. Their own people will divide themselves because eventually they're going to run out of Obama cash. And they'll say, wait a minute, where's my cash? Well, we don't have any more. Our side isn't motivated by the cash. We're motivated by the truth, the American dream. And you don't have to keep printing those dreams. Those dreams never run out as long as there are people that never give in. You ask your friends, do you believe you can make it? Or do you need a big government to come and take care of you and hold you at night because I'm afraid of the dark? Are you part of the group that says, I just want my stuff and I want his stuff too? Are you part of the group that says, I make my own destiny? I stand on my own 2 feet. If that's you, you keep meeting me here every night because I got news for you, gang. The game is on. We're going to win. They might win a few battles. We'll win the war. Because we'll never give in. Never. All right, I want to ask you a question. You know what's really wrong with America? When you boil it all down, you know what our real problem is? May I? Bring it on. Cup stacking. I mean, they're not the only problem, sure. But after this weekend, I think we might want to start with some of these stupid cup stackers. Cup stacking is not a sport. It's not even an activity. It's something when you were really bored as a kid, you would do it for a few minutes and then you'd move on with your life. It's not a sport. I mean, I think it's even, it might even be something you should get an allowance for doing. You know what I mean? Yet, if you stack cups efficiently enough, you too can win a fancy trophy. Yes, a trophy of a cup. Back when I was a kid, kids had real games like kickball or dodgeball, other sports that routinely featured someone like me getting a big red rubber ball right to the face. I mean, that's what growing up is really all about. Now, for anybody who went to school with me, you can testify how much I sucked at all of those games, but I learned from all of my disastrous failures in sports. With failure comes consequences. You see, I got the red rubber ball in the face a lot as a kid. I was always picked last. I got hit so many times. It really wasn't pretty. You know what happened after getting hit by this thing several times? I realized there's no sport in my future, really. I mean, I realized I better learn how to make it another way unless I wanted the imprint, the pattern of this ball right here on my face for all eternity. My parents didn't try to discouraging me from, following my dreams, but they also didn't lie to me by giving me a trophy for not accomplishing anything. Now, they didn't lie to me and tell me that my life is going to be filled with people who love me, just like Mom and Dad. For a while there in my life, I wasn't even sure Mom and Dad really liked me, let alone love me. They told me that life would be filled with people trying to compete as hard as they could and try to hit me in the face with a rubber ball. So how does this tie into healthcare and the future of America? Oh, yeah. Well, I just filled out this certificate. It's fantastic. It's a certificate for participation. And I filled it out with a purple pen to MSNBC, you see. It's for participating in cable news. I issued it. And I used the purple pen because red is just too harsh. Really? Our kids need to grow a spine, and only us as parents can give it to them. You want to fix America? Stop making them think that they're handouts. Stop having them depend on mommy government. Oh, not my child. Oh, yes, your child. Your child's a snot. Let's just start being real. Get rid of the universal trophy program. Get rid of the stupid purple pens. Save the certificates for someone who actually accomplishes something. Sorry, NBC. I mean, you were the obvious choice here. We can't fix our country by keeping our children weak. They need to have spines. They need to get hit in the face a few times with a ball. You know what I mean? They have to learn how to live with and thrive on past failures. Remember, think globally, act locally. Here's what you need to start doing. If you're sick and tired of this, you need to make the change in your own house. You need to start showing up at your kid's school. Be that parent that all the teachers go, oh, geez, they're here. Be that person. Be the parent who asks every twist and turn in history in your kids' homework assignments. You correct their history assignments, and if the teacher is wrong, you tell them that. Be there arguing against the banning of tag. Be there returning every trophy your kid got for finishing 431st place. No, look, it's just really, no, it's for participation. You can keep it from some other loser kid. My kid didn't accomplish anything. He enjoyed participating. That's enough. You know, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It really is, because I've been that parent for a while. Oh, the schools love me. No, they do. And afterwards, and I can guarantee this is going to happen, when nobody else is looking, everybody, you stand up at the school board and everybody's going to be like, oh, geez. Here's what's going to happen. Once everybody is gone and nobody thinks, you know, that they'll notice, you'll have parent after parent come up to you and go, keep it up, thanks. And those parents that don't, hit them in the face with a giant rubber ball. You know now that healthcare battle is over. We lost, but it's just a battle, not the war. But I think it's important to spend a few minutes to discuss why we lost. We lost, I think, because you remember on September 11th, we're all Americans. We all thought that we all believed in the Constitution. We never expected or suspected that there were factions of elitists waiting in the wings who believed, like the president, that the Constitution is fundamentally flawed. We just assumed that everybody felt as we did, that our founders were inspired to create the most perfect political document that was ever created, that while it wasn't perfect, We believed that it laid a foundation for the freest, best government on earth. Not perfect, just the best currently on earth. We believed that the subsequent years since the ratification have proven that out. Again, we have problems. We also believed that America was a melting pot. I remember thinking, I don't hate anybody. We believed that those who immigrated here legally added to the richness and uniqueness of America, but also they were assimilated into the whole, the melting pot. We believed that they came here for a reason, and that reason wasn't to destroy us. The reason was that they came to the greatest, freest nation on earth because we offered the best opportunity for success, and we welcome people. The problem was, not all Americans believe these things. The progressives, for 100 years, have been categorizing, dividing, adding political correctness, marginalizing us, not just here at home, but all over the world, for as long as any of us have been alive. The same people who just passed health care are the same people who first started blaming us for what happened on 9/11. Oh, we've mistreated the world. We haven't been nice. We've got too much stuff here. Oh, we need to better understand them. I remember saying on 9/11 that America had changed forever, that we had been brought together in a common purpose and our petty differences would be set aside and we would change. Yeah, what a dope I was, huh? That feeling lasted about 2 months. We didn't understand who it was we were really up against. We have foes outside and inside. Well, now fundamental transformation is upon us, and last night President Obama gloated. He said this:
"We rose above the weight of our politics. We pushed back on the undue influence of special interests.
You got to be kidding me.
We didn't give in to mistrust
What?
or to cynicism
What?
or to fear.
Oh,
We proved that this government, a government of the people and by the people, still works for the people."
stop. That's insulting. The problem with the line of the people and by the people, the majority of the people are opposed to this bill. Yeah, you got away from politics and please. I mean, you have to be 4 years old or been hit in the head with a dodgeball too much to not see through this. Now they're setting up the immigration reform debate. It was part of the deal. Legalizing nearly 11 million people who are here illegally. Just as this wasn't about universal health care, immigration reform isn't about amnesty. Oh, no, no. In fact, Obama wanted to be clear on that point.
I want to be clear.
He wants to be clear.
If someone's here illegally, they won't be
Yes.
covered under this plan.
No.
I also don't simply believe we can ignore the fact that our immigration system is broken. That's why I strongly support making sure folks who are here legally have access to affordable, quality health insurance under this plan just like everybody else.
What the hell is he even talking about? That doesn't make any sense. If they're here legally, then they already have access. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, if they're here illegally, they have access. Ask California. America, it is about time to become the greatest generation again. This thing is as big as anything we've ever faced. This is our Pearl Harbor, our Normandy, our Custer's last stand. Just after winning the contentious, unpopular, rip-us-apart health care bill battle by jamming it down the throats of the American people by hook or by crook, they're now talking about comprehensive immigration reform this week. So what do you do? What do you do? You do what our grandparents did. You get up from your seat and you never give up, you never give in. I'll tell you exactly where we go next. All right, we lost the health care reform battle, that's all right. You just know how the country was founded. You've got to know these principles. If you can explain them, great. If you can't, how are you going to fight for them? My radio show theme says these words: we will be the key. If you don't like corruption, don't be corrupt in your own life. Can't preach against corruption if you're corrupt. Be honest in your business dealings. Try this one. I love this one. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie about anything. Don't lie even to yourself. Hey, you're a handsome man. No, you're not. You're fat. Get on a diet. Be honest. Don't compromise your integrity. That way people will listen to you when you speak. Everybody lies. You're going to stand out. Let's make sure you have the strongest argument as well. If you know the Constitution and the philosophies of our founders, you'll have the strongest arguments. But let's make it a little easier, because a lot of idiots around here. Ask your idiot friends, hey, you like the health care? Oh, yeah, I love it. Do you like going to Vegas? Oh, I even love that even more. When they respond and say, oh, yeah, you say, I got to tell you about this new casino opening up where everybody wins every time. Oh, you're kidding me. No, in fact, even those who don't go in and put any money down, they win. What? Yes. They're called on the phone. It's told by the casino, come in and pick up your winnings. Wow, that's great. How long would a business like that stay in the casino business? How long will those doors? I don't know. Yeah, dummy. The very same way this wonderful new healthcare system works that covers all pre-existing conditions, that is that casino. It doesn't work. You see, basically, the insurance industry is legalized gambling. They take, let's just say, 20 people, and they're betting that maybe somebody gets a really bad case of the malaria-ridden eye mumps. And they're like, oh, number 16 has the eye mumps. Everybody's premium is going to take this guy's eyes out and have them washed. That's how it works. If you got to take everybody who has eye mumps and cancer and everything else, there's no way to make that work. It's weird. It's like the casino. Everybody wins, the house has to close. It's guaranteed that the house loses, that house goes out of business. Even though Obama said, you know, you shouldn't go to Vegas and squander your earnings, they're squandering our money now by setting this up as a Vegas that just cannot win.